Hello y'all, this is the Ninja DC. Today's LACA, I'm going to be breaking down a common topic of debate within the fandom. Are the comics canon? All I have to say is yes by the modern definition. What I mean is, if we're going by pure dictionary definition of canon, nothing in the entire franchise would be canon, as they are not officially recognized set of sacred books. Yeah, it's interesting to see where modern fandom terminology comes from. Back on point, the canon we are looking for is fiction canon, which Wikipedia defined as the material accepted as part of the story in an individual fictional universe. So, are the comics officially recognized as part of the story universe? As various press reports have stated, yes. The MLP comics scripts are in fact fact-checked before production or while drawing in this case. Just like how every episode script has to get first approved by Megan and occasionally upper Hasbro management when they feel like stepping in. And on the topic of that check, the main and only reason for rejection of the comics so far is because they have them getting too close to an actual in development episode. So good work, I guess. And saying the comics are not canon simply because none of them are written by the show's direct writers is faulty logic, as similar logic could discredit any work after Lauren Faust left. New writers get added all the time, and we got several through season 4. That does not make their work not canon, does it? The inconsistencies. That Comic 24 said Discord had a friend before Fluttershy. Bronies, most of these inconsistencies are in fact not inconsistencies. The answer is there with often basic analyzing. You know, this thing this fandom apparently has too much of. For instance, Discord's friendship with Hubert was clearly a pet or animal-like friendship. He still never had a true friendship with, someone who has a non-animal mind until Fluttershy. This is even brought up within the comic issue 24 itself. People, the comic writers are fans of the show. They will not obviously forget a key aspect of an episode they're writing characters about and within the comic itself. Please give the writers some credit. That said, are there some background detail inconsistencies or contradictions? Well, most likely, as there are even some within the show itself, especially season 3 and 4. Need to bring up bulk biceps flying ability or Luna's redesign? Put simply, as a narrative universe gets larger, it gets harder and actually downright impossible to keep up perfect continuity. Heck, even G.R.R. Martin, the award-winning writer of the Song of Ice and Fire series, better known as Game of Thrones, is known to make continuity mistakes with minor details like character eye color and the sex of a character's horse. Not to mention times when the writers feel like retconning a minor detail to better narrative, or as Martin likes to put it, an inaccurate in-universe detail that gets corrected. So what does this mean for MLP and the comics? Well, it means every major event that would be covered in the comic script will be looked over and approved by the show's main team. Or, put simply, canon. Stuff like Nightmare Rarity or Star Swirl the Bearded's interest in multidimensional mirrors happen within the Equestria we know and love. Smaller details like background ponies or posters that would have been left out of the comic script are more likely to be easily overlooked or written over and in by the show's staff. Say Fluttershy's temporarily having a moon creature pet called Buffy. It's not the show's staff hate these details, but keeping continuity with all of them would be downright impossible, as the comic story are always crammed full of content. So yes, the comics are canon, and officially recognized by the show's creative team. It's like with the Dragon Age movie about Cassandra that tells her story. You don't have to watch it before playing Dragon Age Inquisition, but by watching it you're better able to understand her character, and also realize it's best to have her around for every single dragon hunt. The point is, the comics are canon but not necessary. You can be a brony and not feel compelled to read them, just like a Tolkien fan doesn't have to be compelled to read the Silmarillion. I know I mispronounced that, please do not correct it in the comments. Please don't try to discredit them and the work behind them in an effort to justify why you yourself don't need to read them. You're missing out on good stories, that's true, at least in my opinion, but you don't have to read them as they are designed to be complementary but not necessary to the main narrative. Well, this is the Ninja DC. Keep calm and an open mind.
This is madness!
This is fairy tale!